this is Dr. Gabrielle Pelicci, and you're here with YourGuru Education, and we have an awesome guest with us here today, Jordan Ciambrone, and she is a mental training guru. She does physical training, but she really helps to work on the mind to help you have that mental strength to do your workouts and to be a great instructor. And she's going to give us some tips today about how to integrate mindfulness into your practice. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming. Okay, so what is mindfulness in your words?
It's paying attention.
Okay.
And using your attention effectively.
Okay.
Really, it's one of the missing components of education, actually. It goes all the way back to William James' days of the inception of modern psychology to say that attention and the gathering of attention and placing it on one thing would be the education par excellence. So the best education that we could receive would be a training in taking a wandering mind and bringing it back to the point of focus.
That sounds really powerful.
Yeah, it's simple. It's simple, and it's not a complex thing. It's just taking attention and bringing it back to the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
But geez, how often do we actually forget to do that? Quite often.
So can you give me an example? If I'm a new personal trainer or a new yoga instructor and I want to integrate that attention into my classes or my private sessions, what would that look like?
On the simplest behavioral level, I mean, I hope we all know that texting in the middle of a training session, or even refining that a little bit further to say, really, I think that people want to feel seen in some sort of way and feel heard in some sort of way. So if we can remember that, and remember that from our own practice, because I think a lot of what contributes to developing your own sense of refinement in coaching is your ability to be with some difficult things. And then the more that you can be with your own difficult things, you can then extend that to other people.
That's a great example. Yeah, so having your own self-care and your own practice of being mindful for yourself, so that when you're in a class and you're with your students or you're one-on-one, that you can be really present with whatever comes up for them, right, in that session. Right,
and it becomes a way of being so that it's an authenticity rather than something that's forced, because that's actually, I had these 3 pillars that I wanted to talk to you about mindfulness, and that was attention being one of them. So that first one was like gathering and collecting attention to place it on this one thing, which happens to be either a class and a group of individuals, or the relationship between them, or one individual in the relationship in between the two of you, or self. Anyway.
And the other 2, what are the other 2?
The other 2 was intention and attitude. So intention, I mentioned a non-forcing. So this is something that we're so not used to, as especially achievement-driving Americans, to not set goals and to not strive towards achievement and to not force. So it's a completely different way of being, which allows something to emerge rather than strong-arming it.
So what's your intention when you have a session with a client?
To be fully present.
Just to be fully present. And to let whatever needs to come up, come up.
Yeah.
And what about your attitude, the third one? What's your attitude when you meet with clients?
Openness and accepting and love. I gotta say it. I gotta say it because there are certain things that happen in your body when you have an experience of an emotion, and if you can tap into your innermost space of love, or whatever that word happens to mean for you, that does bring up some things for people that might not be the most useful word.
Right.
For me, that's the word.
So you feel like you really love your clients?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's great. And they probably feel that from you, right?
Well,
that your presence and your love is really there for them, and then does that help them to be more successful with it?
It helps them to want to continue to see me on a daily basis.
So it builds that relationship.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. And trust is a part of that as well. So we need to have the education as well as the whole heart stuff.
Nice. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So Jordan's 3 tips are attention, intention, and attitude. Being present, being open, being accepting, and bringing love to your practice. We hope that information has been useful for you and that you come back and join us again for future education videos. Thank you.